Greenwood. I'm Executive Director of Public Engagement and Executive Director of the Leslie Harris Centre of Regional Policy and Development at Memorial University of Newfoundland in Canada. And Memorial is the only university in Newfoundland Labrador. We have a special obligation to help the people of the province, and we take it very seriously. And so coming to a conference like this builds on many aspects of my career, from public policy to the academic research on the role of governance in economic development. But also I think, and maybe an area where I can emphasize tomorrow some more, because it hasn't been brought up that much, is the specific role of universities as not just an organization with faculty and students who study this stuff, but also as a player. And we've seen some stuff on clusters a little bit in this discussion. But of course, in the quadruple helix, some of the latest work on innovation, universities have an absolutely critical role to play, working with industry, with community, with government, to advance producing highly qualified people, HQPs, but also producing the knowledge and the research and speaking truth to power. And I think those are all really critical elements of building sustainable development in these regions. So hopefully that mix of things is of some use to this forum. My presentation tomorrow, as requested by the organizers, draws on probably a lot of my research early on, but also my public policy work since, on how small island jurisdictions can manage the interface between the sub-jurisdiction priority setting, governance, decision-making, and the external to the jurisdiction. So how you think global, act local, and I'll talk a little bit about some of the theory around that, or some of the cross-jurisdictional lessons I've learned over the years. But also then I'll hone in on some specific Newfoundland and Labrador experience around managing in the fishery, which we haven't done well, in oil and gas, which I think we have done well, and then I'll also talk about some of that work on the role of the university in contributing to sustainable development in a jurisdiction. It's really key to get a handle in the social sciences and in public policy on what's generalizable and what's specific. And indeed, as different as we think China may be, and indeed it is, there are absolutely generalizable lessons, the significance of decentralization of decision-making, and while we may think, if we're not well informed, and I'm better informed now, of monolithic national top-down China decision-making, the provinces in fact have a lot of autonomy in shaping national policy to regional needs, and in fact quite divergent approaches in different regions of China. And so when we look at these island jurisdictions and where industries, where productivity gains, where competitiveness are going in the future, coming to a conference like this and seeing the amazing things they're doing in China in many ways, and some of the other things that are happening around the world, all help you bring back to your own jurisdiction. How can we apply lessons? You can't apply models, because every place is different, but you take the generalizable, the insights, and then adapt them to the specific context of your own region. And also, on top of that, partnerships. So we can have enduring relationships. China is a massive market. It's increasingly a global player. And Newfoundland and Labrador has real opportunities in the North Atlantic Rim, partnering with Europe, long-standing connection with the US, continuing, of course, as a key partner in Canada. But I think Asia is really a place we need to play more. Our fishing industry already has enormous market connections in Asia. But I think we need to explore that even more going forward. And this, for me, has been a real eye-opener for that, and I hope to build on it.